If you are thinking about the best email hosting services as of right now, you want to watch this review. Number 5, we have Google Workspace. Our score, 7.9 over 10. So when we think about Google Workspace, we think about a platform that's really great in terms of granularity, in terms of a holistic approach. So you have an all-in-one platform. And the cool thing is that with Gmail, I mean, because when you think about Google Workspace, you have to think about Gmail. And Gmail is one of the most commonly used email solutions with 1.2 or to 1.8 billion users across the globe. Think about it. That's like a massive, okay? So given its massive user base, most will be familiar with the look and feel and functionality of Gmail. So you can spend less time training employees. So if you are thinking about an email hosting service that is very easy to use, go with Gmail. And Gmail also offers tight integrations with the rest of the Google Workspace suite. So all of Gmail's plans come with security features like 2FA. So we have you have group-based policy controls to ensure users only see the data that they are authorized to see, which is really important from an email hosting capability perspective. And you also have endpoint management tools. And what we love also is that Gmail leverages AI to block spam, phishing emails, and malware. So this is kind of cool. So Google Workspace is a great choice for SMBs because Google Workspace provides businesses with an email hosting platform in addition to an entire suite of office productivity applications like Google Drive, Calendar, Meet, and more. So if your organization is currently using other Google Office suite productivity, I would say, programs, then Google Workspace will be a seamless integration to add. Let's talk about the pros and cons here. So pros, you have tight integrations with the rest of the Google Workplace suite. You have smart reply and smart compose features that help workers write emails faster and with fewer errors. What about the cons here? Well, in terms of the per user license cost, it's kind of high. I mean, compared to the rest of the industry, Google is really charging a little high here. So this is something you have to be aware of. But again, if your team is already familiar with Google Productivity Suite products, then you might want to look into Google Workspace. I want you to look right now. Here is the pricing for Google Workspace as of the date of this show. Number 4, we have Zoho Mail. Our score, 9 over 10. So Zoho Mail is great for flexibility. I mean, Zoho Mail is part of the Zoho suite of productivity tools. You have a Zoho CRM, Zoho Project. You have a Zoho customer, like the Zoho campaigns for email marketing. So Zoho Mail is just I would say an addition to that suite, to that bevy of programs and capabilities. And the Zoho Mail offers a well-rounded feature set, including hosting for multiple domains, domain aliases, email recall, and more. So the solution supports events, tasks, and notes. And this is kind of cool. So when you think about events actually makes a lot easier for users to schedule events, while the latter, the notes, can be used to plan, track, and collaborate on processes. And the thing here is that when events, tasks, and notes are created within emails, there is a neat feature that allows users to, mention others to make sure messages don't slip through the cracks. So this is really good. We love the fact that the Zoho is really great in terms of, I would say, security, in terms of data encryption. So in terms of authorization, authentication, Zoho Mail is really good. Who should really use it? When we think about Zoho Mail has email hosting packages for everyone, really. So you have the MailLite version, is great for front desk staff, contract employees, and frequent travelers, while the premium version is better for power users, senior technical professionals, and IT professionals. Here are the pros and cons of Zoho Mail. The pros. You can send attachment up to 1 gigabyte in size. Think about that. 1 gigabyte. You have a money back guarantee feature. We love that a lot. And you have also integrations with optional business productivity apps from Zoho. As I said before, Zoho has a constellation of productivity apps, and that you can actually integrate very well with Zoho Mail. What about the cons here? Well, again, in terms of the per user pricing, This can be very expensive for large businesses or large teams. If you have if you have multiple team members and have to actually subscribe to the Zoho Mail license fee, they can be very prohibitively high. Here is a pricing for Zoho Mail as of the date of this show. Number 3, we have A2 Hosting. Our score, 9.4 over 10. So when you think about the best email hosting services, A2 Hosting is a great player, okay? And we love the fact that this platform is feature rich. It provides unlimited email addresses, spam protection, pre-installed webmail software, and automated email forwarding and responding. So this is kind of cool. And in terms of security, fantastic. So A2 Hosting works with POP3, IMAP, and SMTP, and comes with popular email clients pre-installed, which makes it a great fit for any small or medium-sized business, and support for Content Form 7 and integration with PHP List, data mail, and other tools make it easy for businesses to automate and enhance customer communications processes. So for us, when we analyze A2 Hosting, we think it's a great fit for any type of business. It doesn't matter if you're a large business, it doesn't matter if you're a small business, it doesn't matter if you're a medium-sized business or even a micro business. The ability of A2 Hosting to scale up or scale down based on your operational needs is just impressive, and we love that a lot. And what I want to say here is that I want to quickly talk to you about the pros and cons here. What are the pros? You have unlimited inbox size, okay, and you have a money-back guarantee. What about the cons? Well, you must purchase web hosting to use mail hosting services. So it's kind of similar to, if you're familiar with point of sale software like POS, some of those point of sale solutions like Shopify or Square, they actually force you, like if you want to buy their POS, you need to buy their email, their e-commerce products or service. Okay, this is the same game that the A2 Hosting is playing here. So because A2 Hosting does also web hosting, so they're kind of quote unquote forcing you to buy their web hosting feature to be able to use their mail hosting services. So hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal with it. It's just part of their business model, and it's just one of those things. We really don't like it because if you are going to sell, let's say, email hosting, just sell email hosting. If you are going to sell if you're going to sell web hosting, sell web hosting. You can sell everything, but don't try to link one product to another. But hey, listen, this is a debate for another day. So here is a pricing for A2 Hosting as of the date of this show. Number 2, we have SiteGround. Our score, 9.6 over 10. For us, SiteGround is great for resellers and service providers. So if you're looking for an email hosting service as a reseller or obviously service provider, you will love SiteGround because SiteGround provides a full complement of hosting services. So here we're speaking about the whole gamut here. Okay, we're speaking about email, website, WordPress, site hosting. This is really good. And this solution supports an unlimited number of users per domain, as well as unlimited inbox sizes. So if you are, if you know anything about the domain usage and the domain strategy, this is a biggie. Like the ability to have an unlimited number of users, this is just a biggie. And so this sort of advantage should be particularly handy for businesses with high volumes of emails or a large user base. And if you go with SiteGround, administrators can manage email through a central panel and configure automated forwarding and responders. And the solution also supports SMTP, IMAP, and POP3, which makes it a great fit for any environment. So when we talk about the best email hosting service, and we mentioned SiteGround, this tool is kind of great for, I would say, a smorgasbord of users. It is ideal, particularly for businesses that host WordPress sites or use WooCommerce, so managed WordPress e-commerce hosting solution. So SiteGround is an ideal solution for resellers and service providers to host their customers' solutions. Let's quickly talk about the pros and cons of SiteGround as an email hosting service. The pros: You have an unlimited inbox size. You have 24/7 support, which is really good. And based on our research, SiteGround does have, I would say, a multitude of great customer reviews. So this is really good. What about the cons here? SiteGround, in our analysis, is not great for businesses that only require email hosting. So, as I told you before, SiteGround does have email hosting, website hosting, WordPress site hosting. So it's kind of they're playing an analogous game to the same game that A2 hosting is playing. Like they kind of force you to buy other stuff. But hey, listen, it is legal. Here is a pricing for SiteGround as of the date of this show. Number one, the best of the best in our view when it comes to the top 5 best email hosting services, we have DreamHost. Our score, 9.9 over 10. So for us, when you think about DreamHost, I want you to think automatically about the number one solution for email hosting. Okay, they're really great, and we love the fact that with DreamHost you have a user experience that's really fantastic. You have your user interface is really great. So UI UX fantastic. The price is kind of decent also, even though it's not really clear at times, at least for us, based on our analysis. But when you think about DreamHost, I want you to think about a solution that is multi-pronged, the solution that delivers a rich feature set with a consistent and easy user experience across multiple platforms and a very affordable price. Okay, and DreamHost comes with a webmail built-in and syncs messages across mobile and desktop devices to ensure users don't miss a single message. And if you are like, your salespeople will love this. And if you have other users, like your C-suite staff will love it too. I mean, if you have executive, like if you have the CMO, the CFO, the CEO, those players, they rarely use desktop computers or desktop devices. They're usually on mobile. So this is kind of cool to have a service such as DreamHost to kind of take care of your email hosting. So DreamHost is consistently updating its anti-spam features, so the customers are a step ahead of the spammers, which is it's always great. And the company also has strong virus and anti-phishing tools to protect your inbox from cyber criminals. So this is kind of cool. And so when we think about DreamHost, we're thinking about a solution that is great for small and medium-sized businesses. You don't have to be a tech expert to get up and running or to protect yourself from phishing attacks and spam. Okay, what are the pros and cons of DreamHost? Pros: you have low cost, large inbox size, but again, it's large, but it's not unlimited, as you have with SiteGround and A2 hosting. And DreamHost is really popular with WordPress users. What about the cons here? The pricing structure of different packages can be unclear, so they need to be a little transparent on that front. Here is a pricing for DreamHost as is the date of this show. So here are the 5. So the 5 email hosting services. Now I really want to do a quick overview here. When we talk about email hosting, what are we speaking about? Because obviously you understand the word email and you understand the word hosting. But what does technically? I mean, when we really go a little deep, what does email hosting entail? So email hosting refers to the technology that stores your email messages, files, and other information on a remote server. Okay, and email hosting services also make it easy to set up and deploy individual email accounts for your employees, whether it is your personal email address, such as a Gmail account or a work account. All email activity is hosted in some way, shape, or form. And so in terms of the email hosting service that's great for you, it really depends on your, I would say, the gamut of needs you have to deal with, right? It also depends on your industry. So what we have here is we have exogenous factors, but also endogenous factors. So in terms of exogenous factors, we're speaking about your industry. Okay, this could be also what rivals are doing. This is really important, and it could also be like the suppliers in your industry as well. Okay, so when we talk about the industry, the first industry, it really depends on the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows in your industry. But in terms of endogenous factors, you have your existing IT environment, your headcount, your inbox and attachment size requirements, your feature requirements, and more, right? And if you need to support a lot of users, you probably want something with volume discounting. And if you are in an industry that is, let's say, disproportionately targeted by cyber criminals, then you should be aware, like you want to consider security-focused providers. So this is really important to really think about that. And obviously, you have to think about the pricing. I mean, email hosting pricing models and total cost basically depend on your needs, depend also on the per user license. So make sure that whatever you choose, you are comfortable with that. Okay. At the end of the day, you want to look at important features such as calendar functionality, mobile app availability, inbox size limits. Okay. And the number, like I would say the amount of the attachment size that you are allowed to per one email session. Okay, that's important, especially if you're in an industry that sees a lot of voluminous, like very huge data, then you want to pay attention to that. The thing is, when we talk about email hosting, you need to understand, do you need to host your email? Like, you don't have to pay someone to host your email for you. You can host your email on your own servers. However, that means you have to purchase, configure, and maintain an email server and register your domain on your own. So using an email hosting provider will save you and other companies a lot of time, money, and frustration. Okay. And when we talk about email hosting service, we're speaking about providers that use a constellation of security measures, because again, if somebody's going to entrust you with their private data, you better have a clear idea where that data really is. And you have end-to-end encryption, and you have a two-factor authentication or a multi-factor authentication, which means whoever accesses your email accounts must know certain information or have access to certain things such as mobile device or email address to get into the account. You also have the pretty good privacy encryption, which makes it like so that email communications remain secure even when the network, such as a public network used in a library or a cafe, is not. So this is really important. And you don't need to have the same email hosting provider as the web provider. Like, it's true they're trying to sell you the same service, but you don't have to. For instance, you can have Zoho Mail as your email hosting provider, and you can have DreamHost as your web hosting provider. So this is totally fine. They're fine with that. Okay. And so when we talk about important factors to look into before choosing an email hosting provider, you want to pay attention to things like spam filters, the ability to create and have an unlimited amount of email addresses for yourself and your employees, email forwarders for those times when you are away from the office. You have autoresponders, which can also be used when you're unable to answer your emails. It can also be used to answer supply informational responses to, let's say, to a general email, general email address. And you can also basically look at you want to look at webmail software, which allows you to send emails via a web browser. And you also want to have large mailbox sizes, preferably unlimited. So those are things you need to really think about. And so there are a few web hosting services that don't charge anything, at least in the first 3 months. But after that, you have to pay for it. Okay, this is totally, it is a service. So you have businesses that invest in that sort of service, and they really intend to make a review. So not a review, but they expect to make a return on investment, and a solid one at that. So totally fine, totally understandable. Before we actually do a recap here, I want to acquaint you with our email marketing / email hosting service. And we have an evaluation approach. And we are going to show you on the screen, one screenshot at a time, with the kind of criteria we pay attention to before actually choosing our best email hosting service. All right. Let's quickly go through here the top 5. So we have DreamHost, our score 9.9 over 10. Number 2, we have SiteGround, our score 9.6 over 10. Number 3, we have A2 Hosting, 9.4 over 10. Number 4, we have Zoho Mail, 9 over 10. Number 5, we have Google Space. Our score, 7.9 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.